Star Wars has been cast, and we're really excited about this, actually. This is Geeks Corner Reports. I'm Mr. DAPs, and I'm joined by
Murray the Bellhop.
And this morning, Star Wars plastered the internet with announcements of who was going to be in Star Wars 7. They put it on Facebook, it was on Twitter, it was on StarWars.com. Yeah. And it was funny because when they first made the announcement, I went immediately to StarWars.com to get the official stuff, and I couldn't get onto the site. Like, it was so busy that I had to refresh it a few times and get to that. So what we know now is that Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew, and Kenny Baker are returning from the previous trilogy, the original trilogy, I should say, and returning for Star Wars 7, and they're going to be joined by John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac. I like that one because it's two first names, and so it's easy to say.
It is, yeah. Unless we're somehow butchering it.
Yeah, I'm saying it wrong. It's Isaac. I don't know. Andy Serkis, who you'll remember from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, actually, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And Domhnall Gleeson, there's a hard one, and Max von Sydow. Sydow? You'll have to correct me on that in the comments, please. But they're joining the original cast members, and this is huge news because I think there's been lots of rumors about who's going to be in the cast, and now, one, those rumors have either been confirmed or denied, but two, they're saying they're joining the original stars, so to me that means the original stars have a big role in this movie, and that's, I think, something that everybody kind of wants to see happen to build off the strength of the original trilogy and really take it to the next level. And there's one rumor going on that Harrison Ford has a huge role in this. Who knows if that's true or not?
Hearing that too, yeah.
We can hope. Like that would be awesome. So let's look at some of the cast members and what do you think about them? Like John Boyega, I actually don't know a lot about him.
I do not either.
He's only 22 years old, and he's rumored to be a lead in the movie. And so I don't know. Will he be a new? I don't even know if he's gonna be a villain or a hero. We'll find out. We'd love to hear your predictions. Daisy Ridley. She's the newest person they're saying. Like, she doesn't have a lot of screen credit, but she's done British TV work, so I'm assuming that means BBC. I mean, from what I've seen of her, looks like she'll be fine. I think Star Wars does really good with new people, like introducing new people to the world. Adam Driver is going to be exciting. If rumors end up being true, he is the one of the villains, kind of a Darth Vader-like villain that's going to be incredibly evil and dark, and I can see it. Like, you look at his pictures, and I could totally see him going bad.
But I feel bad for him because I was looking at the pictures too, and I feel like, and it looks like he's had roles that are similar, and so it just
getting
typecast
forever. Like, you're always a villain.
Yeah, I just feel bad for him in some ways for that.
He'll be okay,
but
I think.
I mean, yeah, if you're in Star Wars...
I can say, if you're in Star Wars, you're set
for life. Who cares what you're doing, exactly?
Like, I can't imagine the royalties you get off these. And Jar Jar Binks was a digital character, so he's not getting royalties. Yeah, no kidding.
Good. It should be that way.
Oscar Isaac.
Or Isaac, as we're not sure.
Isaac, yes. He's been in a few things, but... nothing that I've seen. So he kind of, if I'm going to typecast him just looking at him, he kind of looks like he's a villain too, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's one that turns to the dark side.
See, that's what I'm wondering, because I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put this, but he looks like he's just that lead type, like the good lead. Like, he just
you think he's going to be a good guy?
I think so.
Okay.
I think he's going to... I don't know. He just seems like
here's my
Ewan
question.
McGregor type. You know, like they needed somebody like Ewan McGregor in the first three prequels.
That's true. You think he's gonna be a Jedi then?
I think he's gonna be a Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah. He could be a rebel. Not rebel, but like Han was a rebel to authority.
Oh, he could be like the new Han. That'd be kind of a cool idea. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Andy Serkis, most famous for Gollum. Will we see his face? I don't think so, but it seems like he's kind of made a real good niche for himself with motion capture. But what do you think?
Well, when I first heard the announcement and saw his name, I immediately thought villain.
I can see that actually.
Because I feel like he could play well, and maybe it's the whole Golem thing. He even though it was all digital, he just somehow could capture a villain. Well.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought at first, but yeah, the more I thought about it, he's Smeagol Golem.
Yeah.
So use that. Yeah.
I just wonder, like, let's say he is motion capture. What do you think he is?
Well, an alien for sure.
I would hope so. But you don't have any clue beyond that?
No.
Neither. Although it'd be kind of funny if he ended up being like an Imperial Guard or something, like an admiral on the
Rex only now Captain.
Or maybe he has a Star Destroyer or something that he's in command of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he could drive an AT-AT. That'd be funny. He's an AT-AT commander. Domhnall Gleeson, you'll know him as Weasley in Harry Potter. He was one of the twins, is that right? I think he was one of the twins. You might have to correct me on that. This is very new information. But he was. Says he was Weasley. We're gonna have to look him up on IMDb. But any predictions on what he will be? He's Irish, so that doesn't really tell us much about it.
Yeah.
He's Bill Weasley. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. He's younger, so he could be kind of the second generation of Jedi, or he could also be a villain. Although I have a hard time believing a redhead would be a villain, just visually, unless he had a blue face or something. Like they could make him an alien also, and then he could be a villain. I don't know.
In all, I feel like there's a very young cast, or young half of the cast, and then a very original cast members, but a very old half of the cast.
Max von Sydow, he's been in everything. But
he's the only new one that's older.
And I feel like he has to be a villain too. Like, I don't know why. I feel like he's gonna be kind of like the new Chancellor role or the new Governor Tarkin from the first movie or something like that. Where I mean, that'd be really cool if he ends up being somehow an older version of a younger character. Like, what was the captain in Empire Strikes Back of the Star Destroyer?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, but like there's a
Did he get strangled? He's not one of the ones that got strangled?
Well, maybe the one that came up after he was strangled.
Yeah.
Like, I could see, like, his face kind of looks like...
What if it's the guy in the one part of A New Hope that gets strangled because he says that there's nothing more powerful, or there's something more powerful than the Force.
But isn't he dead?
But what if he just came back?
Maybe he wasn't completely dead. He was only somewhat dead.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that would be cool. Did you know he was in Ghostbusters too?
No, but was he wasn't the painting bad guy for that, was he?
I don't remember. I just see in his list that he's in. I'm not a huge Ghostbusters 2 fan. I love the original. The second one was a letdown. And then we've got all the original. Interestingly enough, no Billy D. Williams, which was one that doesn't surprise me because he's talked about how he wants to be on it, but he hasn't been coy and quiet about it like everybody else, so that was an automatic no for me. Also, no surprise, James Earl Jones is not in this because his character kind of died. And really, if they're going to bring back, at least the way they currently have everything set up, if they're going to bring back the Anakin/Darth Vader character, it would be as the Jedi version, not as the Sith version, because that's what they changed the end of Return of the Jedi to reflect. Which
comments, just let us know what you think.
I like the old way better.
I do too.
And then no Yoda either at this point, but we don't know. Like, although I think they would have announced if they were bringing back Yoda. I mean, don't you? Don't you think that would have been part of the cast?
You know, I don't think so, actually.
Really? Because if you announce R2-D2 and C-3PO, wouldn't you announce Frank Oz?
Unless it's small cameo, like not too small, but
like ghost form or whatever.
Well, because there's been rumors that Ewan McGregor would be back.
Yeah, and he wasn't on the list either, which makes me think it's not happening. Because I mean, it could be a cameo.
It's very possible. Yeah,
they could pull a Leonard Nimoy thing since it is J.J. Abrams. You might like to do that. So with the announcement this morning, there was this awesome picture that was released also, and it looks like they're at a reading for the for Star Wars, and you have all of them sitting around in these chairs. It looks like on a soundstage for. As I'm looking in the background, it looks like it's actually a set for some sort of a space ship or whatever else it could possibly be, because I can see buttons on the back wall.
Space station.
And you see C-3PO there, and Mark Hamill's looking amazing. Like he kind of gained some weight through the years, and clearly he's gotten rid of that. And Harrison Ford looks like Harrison Ford. Like he just doesn't age. Like
he doesn't really.
It's ridiculous. Yes, he's aging, but he looks way younger than he is, and even Peter Mayhew, looking on the right, looks really great too. What do you think? Does this make you more excited or less excited about the movie, or the same, or what are your thoughts on this announcement today?
I will be honest. Internet world, I'll be honest.
Please be honest.
That I was excited when they first announced the new movies, but I think because of the prequels, I was kind of like,
iffy.
I don't know if I can get too excited. Now that they've announced the cast, I mean, this morning, right when I saw it, I was looking as much as I could across all news sources to be, all right, what does this mean? Who are the characters? What's going on? I'm as excited as I was when I first found out about episode 1, 2, and 3.
Before you know anything about
Before I saw them.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that doesn't repeat.
Yeah, and that was what was sad about 1, 2, and 3 is each time you're like, there's another one coming. You get all excited, and then you'd watch and be like, well, it was a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that same rush you got when you saw 4, 5, and 6.
No,
There was that awe moment of 4, 5, and 6, at least for our generation. I know younger kids might disagree with me.
But some of it, too, with having these movies, I just really liked Luke, Leia, and Han. And
they had chemistry and magic.
Yeah, so to not having the prequels, which I know wouldn't have made sense at all, but to not having the prequels, I think that's what disconnected me a little bit, was having liked the characters for so long, and
the
like the
droids
Star Wars
weren't enough of a connection. They're fun to see, and there were, I mean, it was fun to see them develop their friendship or whatever, but it wasn't enough of continuity for me to really make me feel something for. And actually Obi-Wan was in it too, and it just didn't. No, it wasn't enough for me. Maybe Star Wars Rebels will help fix that.
Maybe.
I mean, that might bridge the gap between the original trilogy and the prequels. This is going to get so confusing now, because now we're going to have a third trilogy, and we're going to have to be like, well, the original one, but not the new one, and then
the newest one, but not the.
We used to say the new Star Wars. When we were talking about the prequel, but now we have to make sure we say prequel. And it'll be whatever. So, prediction for this movie. Do you have any predictions?
Like how it's gonna turn out, or I think it'll be good. Again, I was pointing out that I really like Luke, Leia, and Han. To have them now confirmed, to know that the plot's gonna, rumor has it gonna revolve around them in some way. So it's not just like they're in for a cameo. It's they have some part.
They're legitimately, and they've got some gravitas and some weight in the movie. Yeah,
I think that'll be great.
Not gravitas.
So in whatever role they have, I think that's just going to be great. I mean, I make it no hidden fact that I do kind of hope that Luke will be the villain or his child.
See, and I don't.
So
but that's okay.
We've had this idea for a while, and I took off with it,
and forth, and it's never. Completely.
Also, check out, we just did a podcast where I mentioned that too, so be sure to check that out. So, I'm looking forward to having the original cast, having the kind of not no-name people, but not
newer people that are going to build upon something.
I like having not known people.
So what's your prediction on overarching plot? Like, what do you think it's going to be? What story do you think they're going to tell?
I think it is passing the torch. I really hope it's not going to be some of these turning towards the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it's just clear there's someone just in the dark side. Now it's about.
So it's not another Anakin becomes Darth Vader. It's a Anakin's already Darth Vader.
Well, I feel like 4, 5, and 6 was about, is Luke going to turn to the dark side or not? If you really look at it from a you don't know what's going to happen perspective, like that fresh perspective, it was really about...
It's the tempting of power.
Yeah. So it was about,
Well, you could even go further. It's the discovery and then the tempting of power and the decision to either turn to good or turn to evil by the time you get to the third movie. Yeah,
But we covered it.
It's the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be the hero's journey again, though.
But isn't...
Because the original trilogy is the hero's journey that turns out good. The second one's the hero's journey that turns out bad. Because it's...
Yeah.
And so...
Could this be a, society journey, though?
Could
it be about the building of...
Is that
not a new empire, but a new...
that's kind of what... Yeah,
Republic.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Is this about the Republic turning good or bad?
Yeah.
I think that would be
I think whatever happens, these trilogies will define where that governing society ends up. Like if it's in, if it ends up being another empire, if it ends up being another republic, and it'll really determine what can happen in the future beyond this trilogy too.
Here's something I just thought of that I'd love to see comments about. What kind of government system should they set up? Should it be another republic? Would an empire actually be good as long as it's not run by Sith?
Should it be a constitutional democracy?
Yeah.
Because there's a huge difference between a democracy and a republic, and that's something we forget a lot. And that's an interesting question. Do you have a prediction?
I think it'll be another republic.
I think so too.
But
slightly different or something. But
be a monarchy. Come on, Luke and Han. Be a king and a queen.
They can do it. Well, that's what Naboo is.
Yeah.
Like that has an interesting governing system that they could do with the governing council and then the queen and she already was a princess, so Leia could become a queen, I guess. I don't know. I don't think that would happen.
I don't think so.
My prediction is the trilogy is about. I'm betting. I'm going to lean towards it's Han and Leia's son, who either already has become. I think he falls to the dark side, one way or another. Like he's going to be on the dark side, and perhaps it's the struggle for a fledgling republic to survive when you have this outright terror person trying to take control of it. And I'm pretty sure they're going to go with the whole falling to the dark side thing again in order to do good. Because it seems like that's the way. It's not just the power that corrupts. It's this is the only way in the prequel. This is the only way you can save Padme, or it's going to be that seduction of power as opposed to that outright bad person.
Yeah.
Like Palpatine is outright evil, and it's absolute power corrupts absolutely. Is that the line? Yeah, and we're Darth Vader or Anakin. It's really that in an effort to do good, he thinks he has to cut corners to save his loved ones, and that just doesn't work. And so it's an emotional thing that he falls to the dark side instead. I think there's some backstories with Palpatine too, but I don't know.
That's in the
expanded universe that no longer counts, so it doesn't matter. And maybe they'll make another story about that. Who knows? But that'll be an interesting thing to see also, because
he's not cast in.
No, he was not, and that was talked about too. And
no Emperor in this one.
It's true. It's true. And they just confirmed. I think they just confirmed yesterday that video games are now going to be considered part canon. So. So now we know that TV shows, movies, and video games are canon, and it sounds like books. So we just need to find out about the Marvel comics.
So future video games, not past video games.
Not past.
Oh, okay.
Everything's future from this point on.
Okay.
Clone Wars is considered canon, and I think that's as far back of new stuff as we're going, besides movies. And but it'll be interesting. So my prediction is it's going to be one of the kids that's gone bad to rescue, to save them and the Republic. And that would make sense to me, and I think it would be great. And that would also explain why Han Solo would have a big role if he's trying to save his son. Because that'd be an interesting story. Father save his son.
Here's one prediction with that.
Go for
if
it.
that happens, I think he'd have to sacrifice himself. I think we're going to see the end of Han Solo if
In the
that's
third
not
movie?
the case. Maybe even earlier.
Oh yeah, because we don't know officially how far they've signed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if he sacrifices himself in this movie, that would explain why he's free to do Indiana Jones. That's an interesting thought. Yeah. So we really don't have a ton to report other than that's the cast, and we don't know what exactly they're doing other than the original ones. One more question. Anthony Daniels, is he up for it?
I think so.
Okay.
It seems like he's a big fan of Star Wars.
He's a huge. I don't think there's any bigger fan of Star Wars.
I was going to say I've heard the theory that
Except for
really
maybe Peter Mayhew because he's tall.
Yeah. Just by size, not by
You've heard the theory.
pure passion. That Star Wars is actually really about the two droids, or that it's supposed to be from their perspective. Because if you look, they're the only ones that are in
everything.
Going to be in all 9.
And who knows? They might be in some of the standalones too. Like that would be an interesting.
And even the ones after.
Yeah, you never know.
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
I kind of don't know what I feel about that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's it. I discount that reality and leave it with the real thing. But so that's what we know about Star Wars 7. We're excited. We can't wait for it to be out on December 18th, 2015. We will be there opening night. I think we should get a bunch of people there opening night. Like, fill up.
Come in your Jedi robes. Are they robes? What do you?
Yeah, robes and bring your lightsabers and meet us in downtown Disney. I'm assuming that's where we'll be watching it for the 10 o'clock midnight showing. And but that's all we got for you this week. So we'll see you on the next Geeks Corner Reports.